Hey y'all, welcome back to Shoot For It. It's a show where we talk shooting jumpers and shooting for takedowns, but most importantly, we're just here to shoot the
The
shit.
shit. That's right, baby. We're back. We're better than ever. I ain't losing any of the energy because we're in virtual time. But guess what, guys? We're here. No more Zoom. None of that BS. We're here with a lot more new and improved software. A lot of improvements behind the scenes. That translates not only to our direct studio, but also to the electronic world. Gabe, I'm super excited. What about you, my man?
Yeah, I'm hyped, man. I like the way the new broadcast is looking. We're gonna start bringing more content to y'all like this, so we can just stay more consistent, bring more fun times to you guys. We always have a good time on the show. We hope you all enjoy it too. As always, like and subscribe. Anyways, let's get right into it, man. This week, tomorrow actually, is the NBA season opener,
Let's
October
go.
21st. It's also Diwali. Anybody celebrating? Happy Diwali to you guys. But anyways, Rockets versus Thunder, first game of the season for the entire NBA, going up against the defending champions, Oklahoma City, in Oklahoma City. Man, I can't wait for this game in particular because this is an early playoff matchup. Everybody wants something to prove. Everybody has something to prove, I should say. And it's Oklahoma City's ring night. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about the preseason. Rockets 4-0 undefeated in the preseason. A few standout players, especially Reed Shepherd in the final game against the Atlanta Hawks, who are playing the majority of their starters, besides limited minutes from Luke Kennard. But Reed Shepherd, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks, and an efficient shooting performance as well. I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table. Will Reed be a starter? Will he be coming off the bench? I'm assuming for game one, we're going to have Amen Thompson starting, but that's neither here nor there. Another breakout star I saw in the preseason was Jabari Smith. In just over 23 minutes a game, he was averaging almost 18 points. Very efficient, shooting over 65% true shooting percentage and over 47% from three. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to see what Jabari Smith looks like by the end of the year, especially after this Kevin Durant signing. Juho, you were mentioning earlier about how Durant and Jabari are working out like literally nonstop together every practice. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was mentioning to you off camera about this, but I'll let the viewers know as well. Recently heard in an interview that Jabari actually actively changed his schedule and requested to have his entire schedule match Kevin Durant's so that he can essentially be a shadow to Kevin Durant. And I think this is fantastic news. You also mentioned Reed Shepherd. He was one guy in that core seven lineup that we originally had that I was a little bit worried about. Now it's actually the core six, I believe, since Jalen Green is out, and I believe core five, since Cam Whitmore is also out. So right now on the starters for the Rockets, we pretty much have four penned in, not even penciled, penned in. We have Alperen Şengün, Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, and Jabari Smith Jr. pretty much locked in as starters. We're really seeing whether Reed Shepherd or I believe Steven Adams is going to fill in that last fifth spot. Knowing Ime Udoka, I think he's just going to make this kind of versatile, this last plug and play spot, all because of Fred VanVleet's injury. A lot of people around the league are very down on Fred VanVleet obviously being out, and that's definitely a big team hit. But as I've been mentioning to you before, Gabe, I think Raphael Stone, one thing he's really been hyping on and really highlighting in his draft and trading selections is finding versatile players, right? Keyword being versatile. They're versatile in different ways, but all of these players can make things happen. We're going to see a lot of off-ball movement, especially when the ball is going to be in Alperen Şengün's hands, who is just as capable as Amen Thompson in facilitating the ball. So I think, just in conclusion, Reed Shepherd definitely impressed me in that last game. I think we have a lot of depth, which is going to be great in a long-term run. And then obviously maybe you can go more into this. It's going to make it a lot easier for Kevin Durant to play a lot more games with a lot less minutes, which I think he's also bought into already.
Yeah, there's a few things I wanted to touch on there. So, first of all, with Jabari Smith training every single day with Kevin Durant, every practice, every shoot around, every weightlifting session, I think that's really going to evolve Jabari Smith's game. I mean, he's had some holes in his game where he hasn't had confidence in shooting the three ball. He's kind of settled for these pull up mid range shots that he tends to hit. He's not afraid to get in the post and hit a little fadeaway, especially when he's being guarded by a smaller defender. We're going to continue to see that post work, especially with this Ime Udoka big man, double big, triple big lineup style. Anyways, Jabari Smith, evolution season. I'm calling it right now. Not only Jabari Smith, I know that Tari Eason isn't, in these rumors or I guess reports that he's training every day with Kevin Durant, but just by proxy of being around a superstar like Kevin Durant, one of the best scorers in NBA history, I think Tari Eason will have a significant jump as well, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
Yeah.
That
Can
being
I
said,
mention
we
really
also,
quick?
yeah, go ahead.
Do you mind if I jump in really quick before I forget my point? We also have to really quickly remember the critics are really doubting the structure of the offense with the Rockets, I'd say, more than anything, specifically because they're worried about like floor spacing now that Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green are not in on the team. Dylan Brooks was our main 3-point like outlet kind of valve. And I think Jabari is just going to fill that spot. I think he's just going to, pick up right where Dylan Brooks left off. Obviously, Kevin Durant is also going to fill in that hole. Specifically, I think obviously with Jalen Green minutes. But honestly, like with all those critics worried about space, I'm really not that worried. Like you just said, I think Jabari is just going to take off this year, and he's going to show everyone that he is a sharpshooter.
I mean, it really looked like in the preseason he had the green light to take whatever shots he felt comfortable taking, and he was just chucking up shots, and he was doing it effectively.
He was bullying Jordan Poole in the Pelicans game. Just every
Oh
time
yeah,
he was switched on to Poole, he immediately just whoop, up. That little pull up two midi he has. It
yeah.
was really
I
good
mean,
to
he's
see.
also playing well in the post. He's playing confident, playing aggressive.
He's a
Putting
lot
his
bigger.
head down, getting towards the rim. So like we have a lot of options. We have a lot of wing defenders. Another guy that is kind of going under the radar, I think, is Dorian Finney-Smith. We didn't see him at all in the preseason, but last year he was one of the best catch and shoot players in the NBA, especially from the corner. So we're gonna have Jabari Smith, who I think is gonna have an improved season, at least in efficiency. Maybe he won't take a ton more shots, but just in terms of where he takes his shots and when he takes them, I think you're going to see a jump up there. Dorian Finney-Smith obviously is going to get his catch and shoot attempts. Reed Shepard, we'll have to see what happens there. Will he be starting? Will he be playing a lot of minutes? I'm not really expecting that. Alperen Şengün in Eurobasket was hitting the three effectively. That being said, it was lower level competition, lower level defenders, but when he's open, I think he'll hit his shots too. So with Kevin Durant, he's a plug and play guy. He's got a lot of really good wing defenders and post defenders, rebounders with the style Ime Udoka plays with, the way he emphasizes crashing towards the rim and getting those second chance opportunities. I really like our chances, man. I mean, I'm not really scared going up against anybody.
Dude, I'm the same way, man. Oklahoma, I was mentioning this to you before as well off camera, but the main thing I have going for us in that game is that it's ring night, and nobody wins on ring night. So I'm really confident just on that fact with the Rockets. But last thing here for me before I pass it on to you to move it forward past Rockets news is the depth, right? I think one thing that we're really seeing amongst the top tier, top caliber players, and this is a general trend I think in successful NBA teams, is being a lot less top heavy. Really making sure that you have money for mid-level exceptions, making sure you have money for high quality role players because for some reason right now you're just getting a lot more injuries, you're getting a lot more load management, and to carry yourself not only through the postseason but through the regular season as well, you need a lot of players that can cover up those deficits. So, just looking at the Rockets, yes, we lost Fred VanVleet, we lost some ball handling, but you know what? That's okay. Raphael Stone, he has Josh Okogie, he has Aaron Holiday, he has Reed Shepard, he has guys like that can. Oh, J.D. Davidson, didn't even mention him. He's been playing great for us. We have rotational pieces in every position. We're even deep in the center position. We have Clint Capella this year, just in
That's
case we need
right.
to load manage Steven Adams. So you also just quickly mentioning the Nuggets. You also have the Nuggets with they've really ramped up their depth. Timberwolves to a lesser extent, but them too. You're just seeing, I think, a lot more emphasis on that fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th man more than just the starting five.
For sure. And something you mentioned earlier, it goes in hand with depth, right? You can't always rely on your starters to be like with the versatility that you're expecting them to have, like an Amen Thompson, a Jabari Smith, a Tari Eason, right? Versatility and durability are important. And if you're able to have those two things, that leads to dependability. So I'm really excited to see what the Rockets can do with this depth. Two other guys we didn't mention. Well, I guess you did mention J.D. Davidson. I'm thinking he's going to be a nice spark plug off the bench. He's going to come in and be instant offense. Isaiah Crawford. He played really well in the preseason, especially that last game. He had 20 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, very efficient basketball. He's a 6'6" small forward. He can space the floor. So we even have guys like him and Uncle Jeff Green, Jay Sean Tate, man. Well, we got a lot of deep. Yeah, shout out Jay Sean Tate, my boy. But yeah, we got a really deep lineup, like goes 12, 13 guys deep. So if we do have some injuries which are kind of inevitable, we have guys to step up. And
funny story, really quick. I saw 2 days ago we signed Daisha Nix, and my heart fell, and then we waived him. So thank God we dodged the bullet there. And you know what? Quickly mentioning some more stuff. Last thing for me, Tari Eason. We were talking about him. I'm really bought into that 4 young core we have. We got Şengün, Tari, Jabari, and Amen. Reed, I'm still a question mark about, but those 4 guys I'm really, really high on. And after we got this news about Kevin Durant getting that $90 million 2-year extension, Tari Eason, we should have more than enough money to hopefully sign him and have him on board, because once all these older guys get off the books, we're gonna have a lot more money to sign these young guys to some significant deals. Even Shai Gilgeous-Alexander isn't considered a young guy anymore.
And
right?
Lou Dort.
To like a Şengün, right? A Lou Dort. So yeah, they do have a young team, but that's mostly guys who are still high upside, but maybe not like immediate upside, versus the Rockets, whose starting 5 is truly young and truly proven. So I think that's something that a lot of people don't also take into account. They just look at the big main stats of, oh, OKC is so young. But no, Houston Rockets actually, in my opinion, have a much more promising future.
I totally agree. I mean, like, if you look at it on paper, we have some older guys off the bench that kind of make us seem older than we actually are, like Aaron Holiday and Jeff Green, Jay Sean Tate, Clint Capella. These guys are, they've been around for a long time, and they're proven consistent players. So you were mentioning the Kevin Durant extension. That's actually fantastic for us. He took a $30 million pay cut over 2 seasons to stay with the Rockets. It's looking like he wants to retire in Houston. So that's pretty awesome. And yeah, you mentioned the Tari Eason rookie extension situation. There's also reports that they're already in talks with his agents to get a deal done before the season even starts. So we could see an extension. See an extension signed for Tari Eason before the game tomorrow night. So I'm interested to see what happens there. Very pleased with Kevin Durant taking that pay cut. Is it because of the taxes?
Was one of the reasons, right?
I'm assuming the taxes for there's no income tax in the state of Texas, so I'm sure that was a huge factor in him taking the pay cut. He also just wants to win. He must really like the Ime Udoka system, even though Ime Udoka is not really a player coach. He's more of an old school type of guy. He demands excellence and he pushes the players to the max. He doesn't let them get away with anything. So
it feels so good it feels so good when they're introducing Kevin Durant. He goes, "From Texas." It's like,
let's go.
Yes. Why not? Why wouldn't you be here, Kevin Durant? So
I think, yeah, and he looks so happy. Like in all the press conferences I've seen, all the media questions, he just looks cool, calm, and collected. He looks comfortable in Houston. He looks fantastic in the red and black, man. I think it was the colors.
For our team as well, as you were talking about. He's a quiet guy, but he leads by example. Maybe you could talk a little bit more about that before we move on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think he definitely leads by example. He's not a super vocal leader. He's kind of similar to the Kawhi Leonard, where it's like he's going to bring the energy every night. He's going to do his thing, and it's up to you to feed off of him. Like he's not going to like pull you aside and be like, you're not doing your job. He's going to show you how to do your job, and he's like, okay, now you go. So I think that's the perfect vet for Jabari Smith. Like we mentioned, I don't need to keep bringing that up, but I just can't wait to see what Jabari looks like by the end of the year, man. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much about it for the Rockets for now. I guess just real quick, we're talking about the Thunder matchup for tomorrow. Dorian Finney-Smith will not be playing. He has an ankle injury. Everybody knows about Fred VanVleet tearing his ACL. He's going to be out for the season. That's the injury report for Houston tomorrow. But Nikola Topic, a guy for the Thunder who was drafted in the lottery last season. I had high expectations for him. I think the Thunder did as well. That's why they made the decision to trade Josh Giddey to Chicago to acquire Alex Caruso, because they had a lot of faith in this Topic kid. 6'7", right? um, he could pass, rebound, score. I mean, I'm really interested to see what he looks like. He's still not played in an NBA game. He's the type of kid that the injuries seem like to keep plaguing him, but when he's on the court, I think y'all will be pleasantly
Even a
surprised by how good he
testicular
is.
injury, right? The guy can't catch a break.
So he, just like Fred, he actually tore his ACL last year. He missed the whole season, and now he's facing some kind of testicular issue, and he had to get surgery for whatever this issue was in the off season. And he's out at least 4 to 6 weeks. So
You
get
said your
well soon,
prayers, bro.
Topage, man. I mean, I don't know what
Absolutely.
kind of testicular issue it was.
Sounds
But
rough.
sounds rough, yeah. So that's the injury report. So I think Jalen
I
Williams
mean,
was having some kind of hamstring injury, but I think he will be playing tomorrow.
you were mentioning this, especially with the Thunder. We have so many wing defenders that can lock down those perimeter guys, especially Amen Thompson. That guy's just on fire. You know, he's kind of like looked at as I think Houston's like hope around the league. I honestly think he's getting, and I love Amen Thompson, but I think he's getting too much attention, which I like. I think Alperen Şengün has been pretty, cast to the side when it comes to this being his team. Everyone's already just focused on Amen, and I think that kind of segues me into like the GM reports because what I'm saying is backed up by that. Amen Thompson was mentioned a multitude of times in that GM survey, but I don't think Alperen Şengün was really mentioned at all. So, Gabe, maybe you could go through the GM
Yeah.
report with us for a little bit. Some of the
So
highlights.
So the NBA GM report, it goes out every year. It's a survey where all 30 GMs get asked the same questions, and they get kind of sent in anonymously, and that it gets put out every year. So Amen Thompson he guess it was number one response for who is the most versatile defender in the NBA. Amen Thompson, number one, 18% of the vote. Number two was Draymond Green at 17% of the vote. So if people are saying Amen is more versatile than Draymond, I honestly agree with that because he's way faster, he's bouncier, he can keep his
We're
feet
also big
moving.
Draymond haters here in Houston.
I mean, yeah, we hate Draymond, like fuck you, Draymond, but fuck the Warriors. Yeah, but like I have to respect he is like a really versatile defender. I mean, the only people he can't guard are like the super quick
Jokic
point guards like De'Aaron Fox because like
and
he
Jokic.
can defend anybody. I don't know, man. I mean, he can defend Jokic better than most people, but nobody can guard Jokic. No one can guard Giannis either. But anyways, let's see which
I
player
think
is the most
he
athletic.
can guard everyone except like the really big bruising like centers that have skill. Like Embiid also comes to mind or Giannis, guys like that. But who can guard those guys like you said?
Right, nobody. So another one that Amen Thompson was number one response for was which player is the most athletic. He got 58% of the vote over Anthony Edwards, over
Wow.
Shaden Sharp, over John Morant, over
6'8"
his own
point guard
brother.
is pretty crazy. So I mean, I'll take
Yeah,
it.
like he is crazy fast. He might be the fastest player in the league, but he's
He
also
really reminds me of
strong
like a
and
panther.
bouncy.
He reminds me of like a cat, like the way he moves. Like extremely powerful, extremely muscular, but also extremely what's the word? Flexible. I think it's a big underrated part of his game. He's
For sure.
extremely flexible.
I
Um,
mean, you mentioned a Black Panther. This is a total side note, but like there was a Black Panther spotted in Houston. Did you hear about this?
what? No, I did not hear about this.
I don't know if Nick could look that up and pull it up for us, but like there was a Black Panther spotted, I think North Houston area, like a week and a half ago, and people
What?
are like, it was all over the news, just like local news, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Why? How is
Wow.
there a Black Panther in
I do
Houston?
know
So
that a couple of wild jaguars have been found in Arizona. So they are
Arizona,
yeah, man. So like Jaguars, they used to have their range all the way up to like Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, parts of Colorado. Their range extended super far, but obviously because of human, population increases, the jaguar population pretty much went back to the Amazon. But recently, because of conservation efforts and the fact that they're not killing big cats on site anymore, jaguar ranges have extended back. So they're a lot more frequent in Mexico, but in the U.S., there have been two confirmed sightings in Arizona in the mountains.
interesting. I
So
mean, I
yeah,
guess maybe it kind of.
I looked up the Black Panther thing. Apparently, it's not true. It's fake news.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
it got all the local news in Houston. They were covering it, so hey, fake
Got us
news. You got
and
to
got
watch out. You got to
them.
watch out. Okay.
News
Anyways,
can be fooled by AI. The
anyways, I
jaguar
guess
thing
that
is
was.
true though.
I believe it. Hey, I don't know. Well, I'll take your word for
now I'm scared.
it.
But
Okay, and
sorry.
then
Anyway, back to the GM list.
yeah, and then Amen Thompson also won the number one. He was number one response for who's going to have the most, who's going to have the biggest breakout year. My God, I can't speak. Who's going to be the biggest breakout player this year? Amen Thompson got number one for that
Dude,
as
I
well.
still think it's Şengün, man. He might average a triple-double this season. I really believe that.
I mean, we're going to get into some NBA awards predictions later on. I mean, I think
Hey, okay, I like it. I like
some
it. I like
interesting
it.
stuff.
Okay,
with
all
Val
right, all
Pete.
right. Sorry,
But
move
okay,
on,
and then
move on.
last one I wanted to bring up is which player would you want taking a shot with the game on the line? Steph Curry got the number one response, but Kevin Durant was number two, and so we have the most athletic player according to GMs, the biggest breakout player, the most versatile defender, and we have the second best player for taking a shot, a
I
clutch
also
shot with the
think we,
game on the
as the
line.
Rockets, have the best big man lineup in the league.
I think that the most depth for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I think what the Nuggets have Jonas
We have
Valanciunas
three
and
starting
Jokic.
caliber centers.
Okay, wait. So just I think yeah. So it's DeAndre Jordan, Nikola Jokic, and Jonas Valanciunas for Denver. I think that's the only one that compares to us. But like we have Şengün, Adams, and Capella. I
Yeah,
think we have more versatility for sure, especially in the rebounding department and the defensive department. But I don't know.
what's
I
the
don't think
Mavs have again? They have Cooper Flag, AD, and what's the last guy?
they have
Gafford.
AD, Gafford, and Derek Lively. I mean,
Okay, I mean
that's a pretty solid
that's pretty
athletic
good.
squad. The
I'll still
offense
take
isn't quite
Adam,
there though.
Şengün, Capella over them every single day of the week.
I would
Every
too. I
single
would
day.
too.
So, anyway, great GM
I
coverage
guess
there. As you just forewarned, you were talking about some NBA awards
before I get
predictions.
to that, we'll
Okay.
get to that in a very next segment. Before I get to that, the other game for the NBA season opener is the Warriors versus Lakers. It's the unction over in San Francisco. They're the oldest team in the NBA this year. I think
The
the average
Clippers.
age is like 34. I don't know something.
I thought
I
the
think
Clippers were the
Clippers.
oldest.
Let's see. I can double check that.
Yeah, double check that because I thought the Clippers were like actual like how is this team even going to make it to the playoffs? There's definitely going to be 3 injuries.
It might have been the Warriors were the oldest starting lineup.
I mean, the Warriors do have a really old lineup for sure.
Let's see. Oldest team in the NBA for the 25-26 season is the Clippers with an average of 33.2 years. So, okay, whatever. But
I mean, they're all old. They're old as hell.
I think those are the two oldest teams for sure.
I want that to be known right off the bat. Zero faith in the Lakers, even more than the Warriors. That's one of the teams, in my opinion, the Lakers, that didn't get the memo about having depth. The fact that their best center is DeAndre Ayton means that they're not going to win the championship. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to say that, especially because like your second option is Jackson Hayes, who has had some issues in the past staying healthy. He's actually injured right now, but it looks like he probably will appear in the first game of the season. Anyways, the Lakers. LeBron is out with sciatica indefinitely. I mean, I think that's like I've never heard of an NBA player having sciatica and being sidelined for it. It's like you have like nerve pain. It's kind of like it'll like burn in your back. So like he's just having like back pain from his nerves.
Okay.
So for a guy that age, it's not something unheard of, but that's something that you don't see often in the NBA. And then for the Warriors, Moses Moody, significant scoring boost for them. He's going to be out with an ankle injury. So I think that's going to be a great game. I think, let me double check if this is going to be in LA or San Francisco. But either way it goes, I think Luka Doncic, with the offseason rumors, he made Men's Health. He was the cover of Men's Health for losing weight, having crazy transformation. I think Luka's going to come out.
Is obviously him. I'm no doubt. I'm a big fan of him, but the team built around him, I do not like. I do not like at all. I think the Lakers for the last couple of years have just kind of been playing damage control. It feels like.
Yeah, so the game's going to be in San Francisco, and either way it goes, I think Luka Doncic is going to have a statement game. I think he's going to try and prove himself that he is an MVP caliber player. And with LeBron
I hope he
out
gets it
for,
too.
yeah,
I
he kind
mean,
of
or at
deserves
least
it.
gets a contender. I wouldn't be mad. You know, that guy. He's just. How do you not like Luca? You know, like he's just when you watch him,
Right.
he makes things impossible possible, and it's such a treat to watch. So I'm rooting for
Another-
Luca. I think the Warriors are probably going to win. Now that you told me it's in San Francisco, I think their team has better chemistry. They have more continuity. And you know, I would feel worse about the Warriors if they're going against a much younger, faster team. But because they're going against another UNC team, it's kind of like in the UFC when you have two vets battle, you know, and they're both good
Right.
vets versus like the up and coming prospect, right? That you're just like, oh, they're gonna, you know what I mean? So I don't know. And the fact that again, the big factor here is that it's in the Warriors Stadium. The Warriors and their stadium, there is a undoubtable synergy there compared to a lot of different home courts. As soon as Steph Curry starts doing the, it's
Right,
over.
yeah. So yeah, I mean the starting lineup for the Warriors was Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, and with the addition of Al Horford, I think we're going to see a lot of that outside in, five out, pistol actions where the Draymond Green is going to be at the free throw line, at the elbow, setting the little bump screens, little handoffs, passing out to shooters. I mean,
How
let's
is
not forget they
Horford
have,
still in the league? He's so
bro, he's
old.
old as hell. I mean, let me see how old he is, bro. I swear
He's
he's
so
like
old.
39 or something.
And he's a big dude. I don't like old big men, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's
Being an old
39.
big man is rough.
I do think he is like the perfect center for them because he's really good at that spot up catch and shoot three in the corner. But the way that the Warriors run so many off the ball screens, I think he will have like a decent year actually. But let's
I
not
think he's
forget
gonna be.
they have Brandon Pajemski and Buddy Hield off the bench, Gary Payton the second, Moses Moody, like I mentioned, who's injured. Besides that, that's where it gets dicey for them. They're not the deepest team. They don't really have much depth at all after losing Kevon Looney at the center position. So teams like the Rockets, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Mavs, like we mentioned earlier, these big teams, they're going to dominate the Warriors, I think. But
Let's
again,
go.
The
Good.
Warriors still have they still have lights out shooters. You can never count out Steph Curry.
I think they'll beat the
But we'll
Lakers.
see.
I
I do
trust them
think
more
they'll
than
beat the Lakers tomorrow, though.
yeah, yeah.
They
I think
they
Luka's
have
gonna
a
score
healthier
like a lot
team.
of points and he's gonna make a statement, but the Warriors will win.
I think it's going to be a really fun game, but I don't
It
think the
will be.
Lakers will win.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's about it for NBA season opener. Rockets fans, let us know what you think in the comments. Are we going to beat the Thunder? Where are we going to be ranked by the end of the year? Are we going to be a top 3 seed like last year with the addition of Kevin Durant? We'll see. Fred VanVleet, get well soon.
Okay, well, see.
Anyways, NBA awards predictions. There's a lot of hype around one particular rookie, and I think this guy might actually win Rookie of the Year. Who do you
Are
think
we
I'm
talking
talking about,
about Big
Juho?
A, Big B, Ace Bailey?
I'm not actually. I think Cooper Flag. I think
Oh,
he's a
the Great
really
White
good
Hope. Okay.
chance. The Great White Hope. I think he has a really good chance of winning the Rookie of the Year. He is the betting favorite right now. I think he's like a minus 180 or something. So
For me,
not a
it's his
huge favorite.
defense.
Well, he can do everything, but
Yeah.
like, are you really going to expect him to come out and be as dominant as he was in Duke in college? I don't expect him to have like a fantastic start, but I do think by the end of the year he'll probably average like 16 to 18 points at that small forward position after losing Dorian Finney-Smith.
He's a
I
small
think.
forward? I thought he was a power forward.
Well, he's 6'9", but he's light. He's probably like 205 pounds. So like, I don't
Oh,
think
okay.
he's gonna be. He's not gonna be able to, bang down low. Hey yo,
What's his
and
player
like
comp? I don't know too much about. I know about him obviously, but like, what would he be like, kind of?
I would say he's kind of like a similar like Jason Tatum type of scorer. Like
Okay.
he a lot of times will settle for jump shots, even though he's 6'9". He's got long arms. He can finish through contact. But again, he's got a great handle. He can shoot the ball. I think Cooper Flag with confidence by the end of the year. I think he's probably going to be the guy who wins the Rookie of the Year award. Another sleeper pick I have is Ace Bailey with the Utah Jazz. We got
What's
we got a
fantastic.
little glimpse. Got a little glimpse of him in Utah in the Rockets preseason game against them, and he was giving Kevin Durant a run for his money
He
by being the
was,
player
dude.
of the
He
game.
was.
I mean, he's super fluid, under control. Didn't seem like there was any pressure on him at all. He was just floating to the rim, double clutch layups.
I think the
Uh,
Jazz is a great place for him to land too. Like looking at
I think
the
so.
squad around him,
So
especially if they trade Markkanen and get him a good point guard to work with. I feel like the Jazz might have something with him to build around. He looks like a bona fide star already.
I mean, he looks like a bucket at least. So, I mean, he has some holes on defense and he's not a great rebounder. He's not a great passer, but the scoring is there and you can already tell him he's only like 18 and he looks like he's been in the NBA for 5 years already. So,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking Cooper Flag will win the Rookie of the Year, but Ace Bailey is going to be right there behind him. I think it's going to be whoever scores the most points might be the guy
That's
who
why I was
gets
saying
the
Ace Bailey
Rookie of the
because I
Year.
feel like he's gonna get a lot more like responsibility than Flag just because of the nature of how they're playing. So I feel like Flag, like the way he's gonna win is like Mavs have to do really well, right? Mavs have to do really well, and he has to be an active part of that. If they're kind of struggling in the middle, he's not gonna get that much role play compared to Ace Bailey. So I don't think he's going to be looked as favorably. Versus Ace Bailey, his team doesn't need to do well. He just needs to play well. So I think there's a lot less expectations for him on what the criteria to win Rookie of the Year. Not meaning that he's a better player, but just by like narrative base and how the stats might look, I think Ace Bailey actually has a better shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the probably certified number one option. I mean,
Exactly.
Laurie
And Flag,
Markkinen.
I don't think will. That's the thing.
It's like Laurie Markkinen being in and out with injuries. I'm not sure if he's expected to play early in the season, but
And they're gonna trade him. He's not a big part. He's not gonna be a
he
long-term
does.
team.
He's like a borderline all-star type of guy already, and like he has some
He doesn't fit the
value.
timeline, right?
Doesn't I mean he kind of does. I mean he's not that old. I would assume he's like 28 or so. But like a guy like that in his prime, a lot of teams would want a scoring boost from a 7-footer that can stretch the floor and rebound. So we'll have
I
to see
got
what
Ace
Laurie
Bailey, you
Markkinen.
got Cooper Flag, but I think those are our two choices, and they're both
Okay,
solid.
so but moving on,
Yeah,
let's go with most improved player. Okay. We already talked about the NBA GM survey where Amen Thompson was the number one pick to have a breakout year. I think without Fred VanVleet, if Amen Thompson is going to be the starting point guard for the Rockets, there's a good chance that he will get the most improved player. But I have two other sleeper picks for you. Matas Buzelis. I'm bringing him up
yo,
again. Last
yo,
year,
he was your pick for Rookie of the Year last year, and he really did well. So kudos to that. Like, look,
he was my pick for Rookie of the Year. Last year it didn't turn out that way. There was a Patrick Williams injury. They moved on from DeMar DeRozan. Now they moved on from Zach LaVine as well. Matas Buzelis, he's looked fantastic in the preseason. He's been lighting it up from outside. He looks confident in
he's so
his
good.
dribble package. Man, he's dunking the ball. I guess
High
you were
flyer.
talking about it. You were talking about a comp to Cooper Flag. Matas Buzelis is a pretty good comp to Cooper Flag. But anyways, two 6'9" white boys that got bounced, that can dribble, and they can shoot the ball. I think Matas Buzelis with the second year confidence, I do think he will have a significant jump. Will it be enough to win most improved player? We'll have to find out. Now, this is an interesting option. So let me double check what his stats are looking like already. But Michael Porter Jr. with the Brooklyn Nets after Cam Johnson was traded to the Nuggets. I think because, like, look, last year he averaged 18, 7, and 2, almost 40% from three, 50% from the field. So I think Michael Porter Jr. going to Brooklyn, at least in the preseason games, he looked like the number one option. He was shooting everything. I mean, that was a big criticism for him on the Nuggets because, like, every time he got the ball, he would just chuck that thing up no matter what, no matter who was in front of him, no matter where he was on the court. I think with the Nets, in the situation that they're in no man's land. They're going to be a bottom 5 team in the league. I think he could just shoot the hell out of the ball and no one will ever get mad at him. They have another guy on the team, Cam Thomas, plays a very similar style. Who's going to be number one option? If it's Michael Porter Jr., if he goes up from 18 points to like 25, 26, which I think is possible, I think Michael Porter Jr. is
That's a
my
good sleeping
favorite. He's my favorite pick, actually, out of the three to win
pick.
Most Improved Player.
I honestly okay, so when you mentioned Amen, I was gonna say like he's been shooting it a lot better too. Like I know it's just preseason, only a couple of games, but sometimes like I'll see Amen just pull up from three and drain one. I was like, that is new for sure, new. That confidence is new. That being said, I think you're absolutely right. I think Michael Porter Jr. is a really, really good pick. I didn't think about the fact that he's a seasoned vet that will just chuck that thing. I think he's gonna force the issue. He's not gonna wait for the coach. He's not gonna wait for anyone to tell him you're the second option. Nah, he's gonna be like, I'm the best. I'm the
Yeah.
first option. You know what I mean? He's not gonna like wait. That's not his style. So I think you're right. You know what? You've totally sold me on it. I'm also going to bank on MPJ being this year's MIP.
I mean, bro, he has all the confidence in the world. Like, I guess, like you're saying, like Cam Thomas is very similar, but I think Michael Porter Jr. is just more unguardable. So by the end of the season, by a third of the way through the season, they're going to realize, okay, this is our best choice. Throw him the ball and let him shoot, get out of the way. But this is, he's looked the healthiest. I don't know exactly if he's dealing with anything, but he looks the healthiest in a while. So if he stays healthy, I think, yeah, knock on wood, I think he's going to average like 24 to 26 points a game this year, but they're not going to be meaningful games because they're probably going to lose a majority of them.
But I feel like he's one of those
Anyways,
guys, he needs to keep playing it because he wants to get out the hell out of there and he needs to raise his value. So I don't think he's going to be taking it lightly.
he's in Brooklyn. He's going to be a bigger star than in Denver as like the third or fourth option. So I mean, hey, he might like the zero pressure basketball where he can just get buckets and get paid.
All right.
But yeah, moving forward, Sixth Man of the Year. Another Rocket to mention. I'm not sure I would call him a favorite to win this award, but Tari Eason. Especially if he gets an extension, he gets paid, he's going to be happy. He's going to be like, oh, these are my guys. I'm going to stay here for the next 3 or 4 years. I think Tari Eason coming off the bench for Jabari Smith and for Kevin Durant, I mean, what better option would you want? The guy can do anything on the court. He's fantastic in the fast break. He's got a handle. He's one of the better defenders in the NBA in terms of guarding anybody on the court. He's 6'8" with like a 7-foot wingspan. He had a lot of really nice finishes at the rim in the preseason. I think Tari Eason, he's an honorable mention, but he's not my favorite to win this award. There's 2 guys on the Knicks I'm interested in seeing how it will play out. Miles McBride is the betting favorite from Bet Online for the 2025-26 season for the Sixth Man of the Year award. He was really solid off the bench for them at the point guard spot. He's instant offense, instant buckets. There's another guy, though, I think has a better chance of winning Sixth Man of the Year, and he's done it already. Jordan Clarkson. His first season with the New York Knicks. A lot of people didn't realize he signed with the Knicks this offseason. It was under the radar.
He was with the Jazz, right?
He's with the Jazz for a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
So this was an under-the-radar acquisition, and the Knicks still don't have crazy depth. I think Jordan Clarkson, he can score like 18-ish points a game, depending on the health of like OG Anunoby and Josh Hart. Will Jordan Clarkson start? That might be the only reason why he doesn't win this award. So Jordan Clarkson, if he comes off the bench, I do think will win the Sixth Man of the Year. But if he's starting, I'm thinking my favorite for the Sixth Man is Miles McBride.
All right. Well, I can't argue with that. I didn't even know Clarkson was on the Knicks, but I think he's a fantastic addition to that team. I also think, like you said, a big part of the Sixth Man award does feel like the microwave thing is really important. Where you can get buckets. Like you don't see a lot of defensive guys winning Sixth Man of the Year. So that being said, Jordan Clarkson definitely is the definition of a microwave bucket getter. He has been his whole career. I'm not too familiar with Miles McBride, but I'm with you. I think the Sixth Man of the Year might become a Nick award this year. Just a quick note on Tari Eason. I think this is his last chance to win Sixth Man of the Year because he's going to be a guaranteed starter in the next couple of years. I just can't see him keep coming off the bench anymore.
Well,
he really reminds me of like Kawhi Leonard in the San Antonio Spurs. I'd be really afraid like if we did lose him, he just turns into like this crazy star somewhere else, and then we're like crap, like we lost such a huge part, you know? Like he really is.
I can
like
see that happening.
Yeah, he's that X factor guy, right? Like he could play, as you mentioned, on multiple starting squads right now. So I think this is his last chance to get a Sixth Man of the Year position, because as soon as all these, older forwards start to retire on our team, you're going to see a lot of Tari Eason minutes going up.
For sure. I mean, and we're seeing with the Kevin Durant extension, will Tari Eason still be happy on the bench? I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to commit to Jabari Smith long term, especially training under Kevin Durant. With a point guard spot, we have, Amen or Reed Shepherd. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if in certain games we bring in Tari Eason as like the 2 guard. So what if we ran a lineup?
People keep forgetting, man. People keep forgetting about load freaking management. All right, we are in a modern league now where these guys, yeah, they're coming off the bench, but guess what? They have huge roles. It's being a bench player isn't like what a lot of people think it is, right? Especially on the Rockets, we don't have Fred VanVleet right now, so you're going to be seeing a lot of alternations, a lot of changes, and I hope that Tari Eason is one of those players that can see that and doesn't have an ego, because he really is loved and appreciated here, and he does deserve a bag, and all the fans know it. But that being said, coming off the bench doesn't make him a lesser player, and I don't think in the eyes of the Rockets fans that makes him a lesser player either.
No, I mean, he's an undeniable talent, but the Rockets just play with the next man up mentality. So I don't think he's necessarily unhappy as of right now coming off the bench, considering the talent that they have in the starting lineup. But over the years, that might get to him, and I'm hoping that we hold on to him long term, man. I love the guy.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving forward, Defensive Player of the Year.
We already know.
There's only one choice for this award.
Just call it the Big W Award at this point, or the Alien Award.
Victor Wembanyama. Bro, he was like at the airbending temples in Shaolin over the summer, man. He was doing finger push-ups. He was doing one finger push-ups. He was, smashing his balls with an iron rod or something. I don't even know what they do up there, bro. He's going to be indestructible. He said that he's already put on like 31 pounds of muscle since he got drafted. He still looks like he has room to grow in terms of muscle. And I saw he's been training with Hakeem Olajuwon, obviously one of the best defenders of all time. That's not even because I'm biased as a Houston fan. Hakeem is one of the most versatile defenders ever. Training a guy who's 7'5". Supposedly he grew an inch too. Like you're saying, he trained with Kevin Garnett. Yeah, but Boban was on air. I think it was like, what was it, like whatever show Brian Windhorst is on. He was saying that he met Wemby earlier this year, and he was like, "Bro, this guy is taller than me." I had to look up at Wemby, and Boban is 7'4".
I know, he was the tallest guy in the league. He was doing the whole thing with Anthony Davis. He's playing keep away. And I mentioned it before, dude. He was training with Kevin Garnett, another DPOI candidate. Guy, I think he won DPOI, didn't he? Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was an MVP.
All these defensive specialists. It's amazing.
Oof,
have you heard that he wanted to play Tyrese Maxey one-on-one, but he said, "I'm all-time defense." How scary is that?
Who said this? Wemby said that?
Tyrese Maxey came out in an interview saying that he was playing one-on-one with Wemby once, and Wemby just said, "I just want to be all-time defense."
I mean, and he will be. If he plays long enough, he's going to be one of the best defenders of all time.
Yeah. Well, no, he meant like, I just want to play defense against you, Tyrese. Like, I'm not even going to try to score. Like, I'm just going to keep giving you the ball, and I'm going to keep trying to defend it. Like, that shows a crazy mentality.
Virtually unstoppable. Like, it's impossible pretty much to score on him.
Yeah.
He can move. He's fast, bro, and he could jump a little bit too.
I mean, he's not like he was a basketball player.
I didn't know that, but I can see that for sure, man. So Wemby, Defensive Player of the Year, it's a lock. You know what? I might have to shave my head if Wemby does not win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm gonna go Shaolin Monk mode if Wemby does not win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm saying it right now. Y'all check in if Wemby gets injured again and doesn't play 65 games. I guess sure it still counts. That's part of the oral contract. I will shave my head if Wemby doesn't win.
It's on recording. Nick, you got that, right? Loud and clear?
I got that loud and clear.
All right.
All right, guys. So, Wemby, you better win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, it seems like it's a lock unless he gets injured.
It's just if he plays 65 games, there's no way he doesn't win.
There's no way he doesn't. Yeah,
Unless Amen Thompson goes crazy and averages 3 blocks and 3 steals a game.
not a chance. Not a chance. Alman can do whatever he wants. Wemby's gonna win that. That Slender Man boy is winning that award.
Okay, so moving on to the final award, the most important award, the biggest storyline of the year. It's all that these, sports talk shows ever talk about besides LeBron drama. Who will win MVP? My realistic pick, I'll get this out of the way, is my realistic pick is Shea. I think he is a good chance of winning back-to-back MVPs, especially if the Thunder end up on top of the West at number 1 again. The only issue with that is voter fatigue. And, there's a smaller market. It's a smaller market, right? OKC is not known to be a big market. They don't get a ton of media coverage, except now that they're defending champs. They're going to get a lot of primetime games on international broadcasts, right? But does the NBA really want the MVP going back to Oklahoma City? I mean, that was their first championship since like the 60s when they were still the Supersonics. So there was this crazy storyline where it's like this kid who got traded, they gave up on him. Paul George ended up going to the Clippers. Shea was never expected to be much. They send him over to Oklahoma City. He's this breakout star. It takes years and years to build up this roster. They finally bring a championship to Oklahoma City. They got lucky because Tyrese Halliburton would have brought that home to Indy if he didn't tear his Achilles. But
agreed.
So they brought home a chip. He had the MVP. He was a Finals MVP. It was wow, what a Cinderella story, right? Will that happen again if they're number 1? If they get to the Finals and all this, like, I don't know, man. It's like it's kind of lost a little bit of that luster, right? Like the sparkle is gone for him winning MVP, but he is. I don't know. A lot of people pay attention to him because he's a fashionable guy, and he's got a pretty game. Like he's fluid. He's smooth on the court. But I think there are still some holes to his game. Like he's still not a great passer. He's not an elite shooter, but he's impossible to guard, slashing to the rim, getting to the free throw line. Are we really going to reward a guy who is a free throw hunter again?
Free throw merchant, foul merchant.
So I think the fans and the media would like to see a different guy win the MVP
Dude, I'm
award.
sorry, I'm just going to come out and say it. My favorite is Jokic, Mr. Nikola Jokic. That dude, if he plays exactly how he played last year, which is honestly a year he should have won it again. You talk about voter fatigue. That man is like getting voter fatigue like no other. He literally is the best player on the planet. It's not even close. Everyone's scared of him. You literally like I remember a Hardenstein interview. He was like, "We're not afraid of anyone except that dude in Denver." His name's like Voldemort. They can't even say his freaking name. I think the gravity. He could have won last year. He really could have, and no one would have been surprised. And he's only getting better. His team's even better this year. One of the scariest things I saw that made me sweat as a Rockets fan was the double big with him and Valanciunas. Dude, I don't know. If they master that, like if they get a double big thing going over there in Denver, I'm a little bit worried because I think the double big thing is kind of a trend that we set as the Rockets. But if Jokic can, do the thing is he's not as good of a perimeter defender as Şengün. I think Şengün's a big reason why they can make that work. But
I think Şengün is a better post defender. Şengün is a better post defender and perimeter defender. I don't mean to cut you off.
No. Yeah, and I'm gonna hand it back to you really quick. Jokic is my favorite, but I think as a Rockets fan, Şengün, a guy who's super overlooked, could average a triple double this year, man. He's gonna have a lot more playmaking responsibilities. He averaged damn near double digit assists like multiple games. If his teammates just were a little bit more synergized. I think he might be a sneaky underdog MVP. Just gonna mention his name as a Rockets fan. But yeah, runaway favorite for me this year, and I hope he gets it because I'm really tired of him getting voter fatigue. Is Nikola Jokic.
I mean, yeah, Jokic did average a triple double last year, so first time ever for a big man to do that. It's only been Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook. who ever averaged a triple double for the whole year. So you
And they
could
were
have given it to him.
a little bit. Not maybe not Oscar Robinson, but Russell Westbrook was definitely like trying to do a triple double. You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting that extra rebound. Nicole is not trying to get triple doubles. He just happens to do
It just happens. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
happens. Like, and I think there's a lot of times where he doesn't even care to score the ball. He just would rather just get 25 assists in a game, like 25 rebounds, 25 assists, and 5
Don't
points.
forget
I think
about
he would
the
be happy
first
with that.
60-point triple double in history was by him last year.
Well, I think no, Harden got a 60-point triple double back in the day with Houston.
Maybe, but I remember I saw a stat pretty recently saying that Jokic was the first guy to get a 60-point triple double.
Let's see.
Yeah, look that up.
Yeah, James Harden had a 60-point triple double in 2018. 60
Okay.
points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds. But I think the graphic was probably the first center to ever do anything like that.
Sure. Oh, maybe, yeah.
I mean, either way it goes, that's still an insane performance. So yeah, I mean, will Jokic win a fourth MVP? I mean, they're gonna have a slight bounce back year after acquiring Cam Johnson, and they got Bruce Brown back on the lineup.
Dude, they signed freaking what's his name to a 125 5-year contract.
Christian Brown. They re-signed him yesterday.
What a dumb
That's a lot of money. A lot of money for a kid like that. I mean, sure, Christian Brown is a good shooter, and he's got like a 40-inch vertical as a 6'7" white boy, but
the Nuggets have one of the worst front offices I've ever seen, honestly.
I don't know. I wouldn't say
they're still relying on Zeke freaking Najee, man. Like, what's going on over
Najee, bro.
And freaking
and Jamal Murray too.
Like, why?
So I don't know. I don't have a ton of expectations for the Nuggets to get that much better or worse. I mean, Cam Johnson is pretty much a very similar player to Michael Porter Jr., but I think Cam's slightly better. He's a better rebounder, better defender, but like they both are really just spot up shooters that will shoot the hell out of the ball whenever they get a chance to. I don't know if they'll really be much better. You mentioned the Valanciunas double big lineup with Jokic. I'm not really that worried about that either because like neither of those guys can move their feet. Neither of those guys can get up and down the court. So against guys like Clint Capella and Steven Adams and Şengün, I don't know, man. I think we're just gonna be running circles around those two guys. Like they can't get up and they're not gonna meet you at the rim very often. I mean, sure, Valanciunas
coming from our expert analysis, man. So
like so it's like sure Valanciunas is a big dude, but like he's never been like an elite shot blocker. So I'm not that worried. I mean, they have DeAndre Jordan still, I believe. Again, he's a high flyer in the past, but I'm not that worried about him on defense anymore. So we'll have to see. Again, the Nuggets are going to have to be carried by Jokic. Sure, he can do it, but how far will that take them?
We'll see.
Anyways. So
you got
I didn't even
right now. So what who's that?
I actually don't have Jokic on here. I was just on a tangent, I guess, because you brought it up. But okay, so I was talking about how the NBA probably doesn't want the MVP going back to a small market.
Right.
Sure, Denver is like a medium-sized market, but I think with LeBron James out for the Lakers, I think Luka Doncic really has a chance to win MVP. I think this is the best chance he's had. Will they finish even making the playoffs? Will they be a top 5 seed? Who knows? Again, we mentioned the MVP is a very, very much like storyline based award. It's not always about statistics. You know, we've seen what happened with James Harden from like the mid 2010s. He was, you know, definitely the best scorer in basketball, and he wasn't winning MVPs. If Luka averages like over 30 and close to triple double, doing like Jokic like numbers, and the Lakers are a top 5 seed, he has a chance. I think. Okay, so like that's probably my best pick is Luka if he goes crazy and if the Lakers have a decent year. I don't necessarily see that happening, but Alperen Şengün I think is a sleeper pick here. If the Rockets get a top 2 seed, and it's looking like Şengün is going to be the number 1 option for the Rockets, I think he has a chance to win MVP. He's not going to get a lot of votes unless he has a big jump in scoring. We saw what he was doing in Eurobasket, man. He was cooking everybody. I thought he was going to win MVP of the Eurobasket, but they ended up losing in the championship game. I don't know. I have a hard time picking who's going to win this. Realistic pick is Shea, like I said. if they're top seed in the NBA again, if they get to the finals, I mean, it's hard to argue against that. If the Lakers have a top 3, top 5 finish and Luka averages a triple double with 30 points, I think that the NBA would want it to go to a player in LA. But Şengün is my sleeper pick, and that's who I want to win the award. There's a low chance of that happening, but those are my picks.
Yeah, man. I mean, Şengün, obviously, we were talking about how much we love him, and I would really like. I think if we get like first or second seed and he averages a triple double, super big conversation there to be had. You mentioned Luka. Dude, it's the Lakers team. I don't think they're gonna get that far, even if he does really well. If they are in a play-in spot, which I can very easily see happening this year, I don't think he's gonna win it. Just because the team sucks. I'm really still team Shea or Jokic. I think it's going to be one of those two again. I think Shea because like all the reasons you mentioned, and Jokic just for pure undeniable reasons. Like we're watching the historically like the best guy right now in the world play. So
For sure.
I think it's going to be one of those two guys. Before we move on to MMA, guys, one last story for you. It's actually a bit of a surprise for me. I've been waiting for this all segment, so we're going to end it with this. Angel
Okay.
Reese. What's going on with Angel Reese?
Oh, Angel Reese. So did you hear about the Victoria's Secret? I don't even know what they call it. There was like some kind. They do like some. They call it the Super Bowl for girls, Super Bowl for women, where it's like they do like a lingerie festival or whatever. I don't even know. I don't think it's a competition, but it's like
Or showcase,
they have
maybe?
showcase maybe is the word. Like they have all these supermodels showing off the new lingerie line for the
Gotcha.
year. And there was a surprise appearance from the WNBA superstar Angel Reese. So yeah, man, Angel Reese was out there walking the catwalk at this Victoria's Secret event, and hey, man, she looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I did see this photo. You know what's funny? The number one comment I saw about this was just a picture of Sid from Ice Age.
Just Sid from Ice Age, bro. I keep seeing
You
that. I
too?
mean, I keep
And like
seeing
all the comments out like she's never beating the allegations.
that.
Well, you know,
But I mean, hey, man.
that's mean. That's mean. She's a beautiful woman, I guess, but I don't know. What do you think about this?
I mean, obviously, I mean, she looks pretty good. She's all bodied up for sure. She's a pro athlete. You know, I like
So
tall women.
that's all you wanted to tell me was just a thirst trap?
I mean, she looked good, bro. It was a surprise, bro. I mean, my sister was
It's
watching
fine.
the Victoria's Secret event, and she was like, she put it on the TV, and I was just watching because it's hard to look away from that. And I was like, bro, is that Angel Reese? So yeah, that was pretty much it, I guess, to close out the NBA segment.
That reminds me of the
show.
Terrence Crawford Angel Reese clip. I don't know if you have seen that, but it's just like Terrence Crawford, like 5'9", 5'7" guy, and he's just looking up at this like towering Angel Reese. It's pretty funny. So, anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of the NBA segment. We have one more segment coming up for you guys. It's going to be our MMA predictions, and we're also going to do a little bit of a recap. Thank you guys so much for listening to our NBA analysis, and we will catch you guys shortly.